"I don't need anyone," said every woman who once needed someone and got burned for it. Not all strength is born from confidence. Sometimes it's born from necessity. Today, we're asking something that might sting a little. Are you independent or just deeply afraid to need anyone? Because behind the "I got this" is often a history of being let down. Let's go there. Let's pull apart the myth of the strong, untouchable woman, not to judge it, but to understand it. Stay with me, because we're going deep into avoidant attachment, hyper-independence as a trauma response, and the neuroscience of why your nervous system equates connection with threat. And by the end of this, you'll see how vulnerability isn't weakness, it's your next level of feminine power. Section 1. The myth of the strong woman. She's praised for being unstoppable. She handles everything alone. But ask yourself, is that strength or learned self-containment? Most of us didn't wake up one day and decide to be independent. We were trained by disappointment, by absence, by inconsistency. Psych insight, avoidant attachment style. When primary caregivers fail to consistently meet emotional needs, the brain learns detachment. You minimize your needs to avoid the pain of unmet expectations. It's not strength, it's emotional survival. Neuroscience. Fact. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thought, often overrides the limbic system when you've been taught that emotions get you nowhere. You become logical, composed, distant, and disconnected. But here's the irony. The more independent you become, the more emotionally undernourished you feel, and you don't know why. Because independence was your safety net, but also your cage. Section 2. When independence is a trauma response. Hyper-independence isn't a personality type. It's a nervous system adaptation. Trauma means too much, too fast, with no one there to help you process it. And if your brain registered emotional connection as a threat, then aloneness became your safest option. Clinical note, polyvagal theory. Stephen Porges' research shows that those with unresolved trauma often exist in a chronic state of sympathetic arousal, fight or flight, or dorsal vagal shutdown, which looks like numbness. When you're constantly managing your own needs without co-regulation, your body becomes exhausted. But asking for help feels even scarier. So what do? You do more, you achieve more. You take pride in needing no one. But that pride comes at the cost of intimacy, softness, and the ability to receive. Section 3. The lone wolf archetype. Empowered or exhausted. She walks into rooms and takes up space, but never lets anyone too close. She thrives on self-sufficiency, but only because interdependence feels like loss of control. Let's stop glorifying the woman who does it all alone, because most of the time, she was forced to. Psych insight, defensive autonomy. This form of autonomy is rooted in fear, not freedom. You protect yourself by creating distance and celebrate it as empowerment. But true empowerment involves choice, not compulsion. If you're incapable of depending on anyone, that's not liberation, that's conditioning. Stats: 61% of women in their 30s report feeling emotionally unsupported despite financial freedom and career success. That number doesn't point to laziness, it points to loneliness. And if your success isolates you, it's time to question the structure it's built on. Section 4. Cultural conditioning to survive alone. From childhood, many women are taught not to rely on others. If you cry, you're dramatic. If you ask, you're needy. If you need rest, you're lazy. So we grow up learning to do it all ourselves. We internalize the idea that depending on others is dangerous. Phenomenon: iatrogenesis in self-help culture. Sometimes, the tools we're given to heal actually reinforce the wound. The girl boss movement, productivity obsession, and emotional stoicism are marketed as empowerment, but they often feed burnout and isolation. What if we stopped teaching women how to be machines and started teaching them how to be human? Section 5. Vulnerability as reclamation. Vulnerability isn't the opposite of strength, It's the access point to deeper connection. And here's what most people miss. True feminine energy doesn't mean passivity. It means receptivity. You don't lose power when you let someone support you. You gain nervous system regulation. You gain emotional intimacy. You gain co-regulation, the nervous system's natural healing state. Clinical insight, co-regulation and neuroplasticity. Repeated safe experiences of vulnerability rewire the brain. The amygdala decreases fear reactivity. The prefrontal cortex strengthens trust. You become someone who can hold herself, but doesn't have to do it all alone. Section 6. Practical exercises to rewire, 36 to 42. Exercise 1. The I need mirror. Practice. Look in the mirror. Say one emotional need out loud. Not what you do, not what you achieve, what you feel, what you need. Start small. Let your nervous system learn that naming needs doesn't equal punishment. Exercise 2. The 3-tier ask. This week, ask for support at 3 levels. Low risk, ask a friend to bring you coffee. Medium risk, share something emotional. High risk, admit a fear or insecurity to someone safe. Over time, your brain rewires association between vulnerability and pain. You teach it that support doesn't always lead to rejection. Let's summarize the video. Hyper-independence was your survival, but it doesn't have to be your story. You can be whole and held. You can be powerful and ask. You can rewrite the script where strength includes softness, and you don't have to prove anything anymore. So let this be your call to unlearn isolation. Let this be your invitation to rebuild your relationship with need, with closeness, with the parts of you that still long to be loved. You don't have to be the lone wolf forever, not because you can't survive alone, but because you finally believe you deserve more than survival. Drop a black heart in the comments if you're done romanticizing your own exhaustion. Subscribe for weekly tools on deep healing, feminine power, and rewriting everything we were taught about strong women. Your next level isn't in doing more, it's in learning how to receive.